Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with co-host James Mason. Good morning, James. How are you doing today?
Todd, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Did you get your computer rebuilt, passwords recreated, that whole fiasco?
Oh, hell no. I only get I just got what I need at the moment. Like, there's no telling how much shit that I just can't even remember yet.
It's
that I haven't figured out.
interesting. It's interesting when something like that happens that you realize sometimes the simple mundane activities requires, oh, we need that password or we need that security question, and going back through and rebuilding those, because like I told you, I keep a document with all that down. It's like got a couple hundred things on it. It's just weird.
Yeah, I usually just like try to remember all of my shit, and it's aggravating when this shit happens. Well, like even if I had it all written down, it's still aggravating because my computer felt like it was running just a little bit slow, so I ran some virus stuff on there, which I have it on my computer anyways, and nothing has ever came up, and I was just like, shit, maybe I have some malware. So I ran the McAfee malware tool, little scan removal thing.
Yeah.
And right before I even ran it, I just read the documentation, and it literally said, this will not delete your bookmarks, your browsers, your cache, your passwords, your logins, all that shit. I was like, sweet, this is exactly what I need. And it wiped all that shit out. Gone. Yeah, so yep. It was basically like turning on a PC for the first time, except I still have all my files and icons and everything. But I just it's like I've never looked at a website. I've never logged into anything, and it's aggravating.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. That's a mess to deal with in alone. Just that'd be enough to like want to turn your computer off and go back to bed for the day.
That's how I felt yesterday.
That makes sense. All right. So I think the big thing to talk about, or it's on my agenda to talk about, is the Fed, and they've got the sometime here in September 20th, 21st. They're supposed to come out with a projected. Powell said he's going to be aggressive with inflation, and the markets responded to those words. He said that about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And what has the market done since? It's just been a slow bleed off. And right now, SPY's trading right around 390. It dipped a little under 390 even today in the pre-market. What are your thoughts on SPY and the 390 and some support and resistance levels? Then I'm going to share my thoughts where I think is going to happen with when he announces September 2021, the Fed interest rate increase is coming.
All right, stand by a second so I can just share my screen. Let's see. All right, can you see my chart?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So this is let's see. This is the S&P 500 on the daily chart, and you can see some of these just supports and resistances I already have highlighted for y'all. So what I see, honestly, on the daily chart, like what I'm kind of expecting, like somewhere like right in here, probably today, to be honest. I'm expecting just a little bit of bullishness, and then we'll probably start to chop around. I say for at least a few days, maybe even go up, and test this middle Bollinger Band line. Let me find my 9 EMA real quick. And the 200. All right. Oh, hold on. I need 86. All right. So probably, we'll probably test either this middle Bollinger Band line or this 86 EMA. Now, if it breaks above that, that's where it's going to kind of get a little weird for me. And I just have to see what it would do after that. But with the current setup, I am expecting it to get choppy and just kind of go sideways the next few days, maybe up. And then, hypothetically speaking, as long as it doesn't like go up and just like keep trying to push up, but if it kind of like just staggers out like right around this range. I mean, it's so hard to say. I'm just speculating. I mean, we may even go back up to 4,000 and kind of test right around that range and just chop around, but eventually roll over. That's just my opinion. But like when I say that, like I'm speculating, I am obviously speculating, looking out into the future and trying to envision things that haven't happened yet, just to kind of like just come up with like setups and scenarios in my head just to be prepared. Um, so really, we just have to see, what we get. I mean, overall, I am bearish at this moment. I mean, I've been bearish, but I don't know. Just have to play it by ear.
So you look at it's been. I mean, there's one little green mini can day in there, but it's been on a almost like an 8-9 day slide here. My thoughts are the market is quickly baked in a Fed rate increase. Now we have 2 weeks before Powell speaks and we get the actual number from him. So I think we're going to see a dip in the market still and some sideways action. And then everybody and their brother, I mean, you can go to any Twitter feed, any Twitter guru, you can read any CNBC, Wall Street Journal, Barron's, Business Insider. They're all speaking the market's going down, the market's going down, the market's going down, which means that everybody and their brother is bearish. I'm expecting to see a bounce. They're going to say the increase is already baked in, and 75 basis points is better than what we were expecting. So we're going to scream bullish, and the market's going to run.
I mean, as we know with this market, it can do that. Like it. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. The market is. This is also one of the reasons why I don't like personally teach how I trade. I mean, obviously I show people in videos and all that shit, and we'll talk about anything. But like, I'm talking about like how people like put on, like courses, seminars, classes, all that shit. That's why I don't do that, because man, like this is just stuff like you can't teach. And really, like when it comes to trading it, it's hard. It is hard. And a lot of those people, they can't trade it. And really, I mean, that's, I'm not like knocking their style, their hustle or nothing like that. But like, my point is, this is one of the reasons why I don't teach, because this manipulation, there's nothing you can do to teach through this shit.
Right. S. John just posted that Powell's speaking tomorrow morning. I didn't see that. And then the Feds are next week. I thought the Fed date, the FOMC meeting was September 20th, 21st. So what is Powell speaking about on tomorrow? Do we know what the agenda is?
Man, the thing is with like Powell, man, dude, that mug. I mean, not just him, but just like all these economic reports, but mainly, his. Man, there's always something coming out. And it honestly gets kind of aggravating, because it's so hard to keep up with how many different kind of economic reports are going to be released.
So how many different people, just interesting thought, because he's arguably one of the top 3 or 4 people in our society that when he speaks, people are dialed in and the market reacts to the words that he chooses. So I'm curious, when he gets ready to speak, how many different sets of eyes review his stuff for looking for buzzwords, keywords, thoughts that come together, just to make sure that something's not misrepresented or misspoken or misleading people with his words.
Honestly, man, those transcripts, they are so just heavily just edited and viewed, and just someone always like legal teams picking over it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, so I'm just really curious, like between the first draft and the final print version, how many sets of eyes get laid on that before it officially goes out?
So like one part of me wants to actually thinking about it now. One part of me actually wants to say, you know what, a shit ton. But another part of me now thinking about it is just like, the more eyes that see that, the more of a risk that there's going to be a leak.
Yeah, so it depends on your team and how trustworthy they are, because you really like to keep it down to, I mean, like a single digit of like a few people. And you just know that it's not going anywhere. But I think there's probably at least a couple dozen. At least a couple dozen.
Likely so.
Yeah. Anyway, it was my, as I was reading different articles this morning, that was my thought, that the market's going to respond positively to whatever news he shares, because the market's been sliding for the last 8-9 days.
Yeah. The one thing looking at this chart that doesn't, or that hasn't happened yet with a strong bleed down in the market. The one thing I'm not seeing, and we can go back and look at the pandemic and you'll know what I'm talking about, is major gap downs on the daily chart. So, I mean, we can obviously see this just bleeding down right here, but let me show you.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. Let me go to SPY. You can see it better on SPY since shorter market hours. So let me go back here. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's the SPY. So I mean, we have some gap downs right here, but like, let me show you the significant gap downs I'm talking about. Like shit like this, That's when shit's very volatile. But going back to the pandemic, I mean, we can see it plain as day. This is what I'm talking about. See just all these gaps.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
We haven't had that. Like, that's, I don't know. That's kind of weird to me right now. It's just been kind of like smooth, bleeding down. And volatility was like starting to kick up there, but it seems like volatility is kind of easing up. And it's just one of those things that makes it, tricky. And these are the things that I question in my mind. Like, okay, obviously we're going down. This is what I wanted. But we haven't seen just that volatility, like really, really kick up to get those gaps, which, I mean, you never know what it could bring. I mean, that could be an indication, that we might catch a little decent bullish bounce somewhere right in here. And again, guys, like we're not trying to say like go bullish or nothing. We're just like we're just talking, hypothetically speaking, just kind of like looking over stuff.
Yeah. Yesterday I talked about ticker SPPI, and I told people to give them a couple updates. The PDUFA date is September 9th. And that's something you can easily verify and look up yourself. It's just Google FDA calendar PDUFA dates, and the first 2 or 3 links will give you a couple things to click on. You can see on there. They have a PDUFA date September 9th, which is coming up. And they'd received a CRL, which is a complete response letter, and where they had their first visit from the FDA of their manufacturing of their drug. And they've got a couple in the pipeline, and then this PDUFA came quickly afterwards. So the sense was, because it got scheduled so quickly and so fast, there was going to be some positive news, and there's a lot of positive reports out there expecting approval. The question is the price increase already baked in, as we use the term baked in, or is it going to have a little bit of a run? And I think it is. But the big thing that I wrote down in my notes, I told you I was looking at my notes yesterday. back in the middle of August, Vanguard, BlackRock, and Morgan Stanley, they all added millions of shares of this company of SPPI. Vanguard almost 9 million, BlackRock 8 million, and they took a heavy position with the company. So to me, that was the positive news, and that was one of the things that caught me on my homework on the stock. So again.
And what ticker is this? SSPI?
SPPI.
SPPI.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not telling you to go all in. I'm not telling you. I'm just saying it's a trading opportunity. And take my information as a grain of salt, or and process it and make your own decision. My average price is $1.26. And I'm waiting for it to pop. So,
well, all right. Yeah, I'm just looking at the chart right now.
Yeah.
So, hey, when did you say that those institutions got in?
August 12th.
Oh, that's when they reported it.
That's
report that shit. So these motherfuckers were in it probably right back here or right back here.
in the 70-cent range. Those bastards.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't kept up with this one at all. This one is obviously yours.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it.
I know they're building a cross for me. This doesn't work out.
Oh man, like what I'd be concerned about is all this resistance right in this range. But if we break above it, though, that's the thing. If you break above this shit, man.
Well, that's what I said yesterday. Is that I was disappointed that I didn't take some profits off when it hit $1.50 here recently, and that would have been an easy 25% for my where I was at, and I should have. And so I'm looking to take some off if, when it pushes there again. But if it breaks $1.50, this could fly to $2 pretty easy.
Yeah. I mean, potentially up to about 540, 550.
Yeah. So people, I had someone contact me yesterday privately and go, "Hey, what are your target prices for selling in this?" And I said, when it turns green, you should have a plan in place for yourself.
Start moving that stop up, man.
Yeah. So my strategies for my trading account are different than your strategies for your trading account. Just like James and I we're different, because whenever we've done any trading together, you just hear us take different exit positions for different reasons. So you have to, when you get in the green, you start after processing and making a good decision. And with that, we are under 7 minutes to the market.
Man, that one went quick today.
Yeah, it went quick. So it was good talk about the SPY and etc. So with that, be smart, guys. Be smart with your trading. Be careful and protect your capital. And I'm good.
You did the drumming again.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Are you nervous?
I'm excited. There's a difference. I'm excited. Oh. Yeah, yesterday I had a weird day trading yesterday morning, like I did last Friday, but today I'm a little more excited. So let's go.
All right. Well, all right, everyone. So thank you for tuning in today. Market, in my opinion, I mean, we could always do something wild, but like in my opinion, on the daily chart with SPY, like how I spoke about in the beginning, I'm expecting choppiness over the next few days. So with that being said, appreciate y'all tuning in, and we will see y'all in the next one.